Late this past week, a federal judge released more of an opinion that he actually handed down in September, but it, of course, had been under seal. That came unsealed this week, and Judge William Young, who's been serving on the bench since he was appointed by former Republican President Ronald Reagan, accused two Trump cabinet members of engaging in what he called an unconstitutional conspiracy. Specifically, that conspiracy, according to Judge Young, was to deny the First Amendment rights that they are guaranteed to pro-Palestine protesters early last year. As we all know, one of the very first things that Donald Trump did upon re-entering office last year was they came out, they designated all these pro-Palestine protesters as, basically domestic terrorists. That's where they started with the round them up and deport them before they even sent armed roving gangs of ICE members to cities. They were doing it to those protesters. Now, I know a lot has happened in the years since then. That seems like a million years ago at this point. But that was what kicked off this administration, denying people their First Amendment rights, trying to get them kicked out of school, get them kicked out of the country. And it was spearheaded by Marco Rubio and Kristi Noem. And those are the two cabinet officials that Judge Young accused of committing an unconstitutional conspiracy to deny constitutional rights to these people. Here's what Judge Young said in the ruling that was unsealed late last week. There was no policy here. What happened here is an unconstitutional conspiracy to pick off certain people to twist the laws. Two cabinet secretaries conspired. They intentionally, knowing what they were doing, counseled by professionals who cautioned them, nevertheless went ahead to pick off these people with the intention that your clients would be chilled, and did so rather effectively, by the way. I was struck by the intentionality of the constitutional violation. I see this as a conspiracy to deprive your clients of First Amendment constitutional rights. It's fairly clear that this president believes, as an authoritarian, when he speaks, everyone in Article 2 is going to toe the line. Absolutely. So this judge, again, Judge William G. Young, appointed by Ronald Reagan, right? The king of the conservatives, or at least used to be, says that Rubio and Noem engaged in an unconstitutional conspiracy to deny rights to the folks who filed the lawsuit, and then goes on to call Donald Trump an authoritarian who demands that everyone in the executive branch toe the line. Those are strong words. In a legal opinion, by the way, and in case you're not familiar with how legal opinions work, that basically sets a precedent, okay? They can be used and cited in future lawsuits. So judges choose their words very carefully when they write their opinions, their rulings, whatever, because they know that, especially a federal judge like this is the precedent now. So whatever I say, really kind of needs to be perfect otherwise. And so he knows the words he chose. He knows why he chose those words, because he knows what those words can be used for in the future. So I don't ordinarily do this, but I'm going to give full props to Judge William Young, because he absolutely chose his words perfectly to be as stinging and powerful as possible in the chance they do get used when cited in future cases. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.